RIRI versus Fifi, and this is beyond just the nicknames that make the matchups great. And I think we also tend to forget that Fifi is doing very well in the conference. Also, probably because she's been with them for an extra conference but did not play.
Yeah.
Pero at least exposed na siya sa kanila. No? I think we tend to forget that part.
Yeah.
Neil.
When you take a look at the composition of Signal HD and Akari, player by player, it was evenly matched. And the middle blocker matchup was one thing that I really anticipated because the swag of Riri Meneses, matatapatan talaga ni Fifi. And sometimes you wouldn't see Riri Meneses start and mukhang nahamon siya ni Fifi Sharma in that stare down, and that really pumped up the entertainment value, I guess, of the game.
Oh, I can't wait when Remy Palma comes in.
And people enjoyed. People really enjoyed that matchup.
Sure.
Skill set wise, they have the same style, I would say. Magaling silang bumasa ng block. They also have the same points of attack. You can put them in a slide attack, a quick attack. Kung ano man yung play, kaya nilang gawin. So, it was fun to watch.
You know, nakaka-excite yung Petrogas Akari matchup eventually.
I'm just wondering though, when you take a look at Fifi, how did she change this Akari team? Because remember, she was there for a while. We've seen her previous conferences just there. Pero now that she's on the court, how do you feel she's changed his team in terms of yung product on the floor?
Oh, malaki. Malaki talaga pinagbago ng Akari. They were a totally different team in the last conference, but now they're here to win. And the middle blocker yung pinakakulang. Even their team manager said that they really needed a solid middle blocker. More than the skills, I would say it was really the winning mindset and culture na naidala ni Fifi to their teammates because she was a champion in the UAAP. So coming from that fresh gold medal run, na sinama mo pa si Justin Hazare, no? That she's also one of the players that I'm very impressed as a rookie. Nakumpleto nila yung roster ng Akari.
Yeah, this Akari team has trimmed down, you know, in terms of parang yung core nila. And sometimes we also take for granted, kailangan mo ng emotional leader. I don't know if you can call Fifi a leader, but some emotional jolt in a team, and she provides that. Speaking of jolts, I mean, the addition of Louie Romero, Farm Fresh, we talked about how great it was, but let's break it down, Neil. What kind, I feel, and I said this yesterday with Ayel, that she's also the perfect player to be a captain for a Jerry Yee personality. Why is that?
Coach Jerry is a type of coach na hahayaan ka niyang dumiskarte. And Louie Romero is a player that knows how to play the game. And she knows how to play it really well. She took her notes for sure with her idols. So in a way, she kind of mimics the movements of some of her idols like Gia Morado de Guzman, probably Nut Sara of Thailand. Yan yung mga playing styles na nakikita natin. And the setter's position is actually the hardest to fill. So they found a gem in Louie Romero.
Boy, did they.
And everybody saw it. The commanding presence, the direction, the perspective of playmaking. It's a complete package. So, Farm Fresh, I would say na kailangan nilang kumuha ng isa pang power player na outside to help Louie. For me, that's only the missing link of Farm Fresh. Not to take anything away from the current outside hitters, but you need a player that has that one-stop, one-kill mindset.
And maybe a veteran at that too? Kasi lahat ng mga to bata. You know, when you think about it, all the Farm Fresh players, Pao, Neil, are eligible for a year pa in the UAP, or di ba? So
That's
pwede
true.
pa.
You take a look at the fact that she's making an impact not just with the way that she plays, but the leadership style. Siguro if you take a dagger look from her, for anything, for letting her down, you're gonna feel terrible about yourself. You take a look at yung leadership aspect niya, what she brings this team. It's very tangible on the court, isn't it?
And the expectations are always there, especially for Louie. Once she gets a pass, may it be perfect or imperfect, she will really do her best na maihatid yung bola dun sa teammate niya. So, pag pinaghirapan nila yung first two touches, of course, there will always be an expectation that you have to kill the ball and convert it into a point. And isang tingin pa lang ni Louie, alam mo na kung ano yung dapat mong gawin. And that is a sign of good leadership.
Yeah.
Ganda no laban nila ni Kyle Negrito. We gotta give credit to Kyle.
Yes,
She
yes.
was also spectacular yesterday. I don't know which is worse, getting dagger looks from Louie or from Coach Jerry Yee, which is also a story in itself. Kat Tolentino as a starter again, that was good to see. No offense, of course, to Kate Viray or anybody who has started in Kat, but we all know what Kat's ability is. What is the difference when Kat is back as the starter, as their opposite for Choco Mucho?
First of all, better, stronger blocking pattern. Of course, she is taller than Caitlin Viray. And we have to remember that Kat has always been the go-to girl for Choco Mucho.
Yeah.
Kumbaga, Dina and Kat, sila yung naging 1-2 in the past conferences.
Before CC, you're
Before
right, correct.
CC.
Right.
So, that production was missed, especially dun sa game nila against Creamline, I would say. But now that she's back on the floor, Caitlin Viray will always be ready.
Yeah.
That was her original role.
Even in UST.
Yeah,
Correct.
even in UST. And she doesn't have a problem with that.
Correct.
Yeah.
And now
Good
that
point.
we already saw her start, alam ngayon ni Coach Dante that she can use her as an off-the-bench player or as a starter. And malaking bagay yun for Choco Mucho, especially after a lot of attempts to enter the Final Four in the
Next
medal
phase,
match.
yeah. Yeah.
So we really are hoping that they go all the way this time.
Yeah. Another player that we need to talk about, Aragalang, who felt like she turned back the clock.
Yeah.
Really looked like a college student again in terms of her play. What in a very good way. What did you make of that?
LaSalle fans are very happy,
Yeah.
especially on social media. Because yun yung hinahanap nila eh. They know that the skills, never naman yun nawala eh. Maybe sometimes it's all in the mind, overthinking of how you played in the past. So there are a couple of bumps on the road that you really need to get past. But itong si Aragalang, top scored probably or top scored or second top scorer in their previous game. That was a good sign because outside hitters really get most of the sets.
Correct.
So they need to pump up their efficiency kasi at some point, siguro pagdating sa gitna ng conference, mababantayan si Ivy Lacsina eh. These teams, even the lower seeded teams, they do their homework.
Yeah.
They train really hard. So once na dumating yung time na nababantayan na si Ivy Lacsina, somebody else has to carry that load. So Aragalang can be the next go-to girl for F2.
Right, and I don't know if we were the one who did the first game, right? And we said from day one, she looked different. So physically, I think, Pao, she's also at her best in the previous years where she's had nagging injuries. So that, I think, also is contributing to that mental part. She looks great, and we're happy to see her back. Of course, especially with KKD not playing, they're going to need her. Just like we always need you, Neil, to slice these stories for us. Maraming salamat. And by the way, games tomorrow will be in Santa Rosa. Please watch out for it. Neil, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Neil.
Here on the show.